London, man, Wembley Stadium.
Great point. I completely
Good
missed that note.
night. No, that's actually Australian. That's my bad. Apologies to all my British folk out there. You have the Jaguars, John. You said
Yeah.
taking this game. I mean, this is kind of home away from home for the Jaguars. They've kind of London has kind of been
Yes.
their like place, and that really has to do with the owner Shahid Khan. He's got ownership stock in Fulham, I think, a soccer team, if I'm getting that right. But man, this is. I mean,
It is their second stadium.
I don't, I don't like that. Russell Wilson is kind of like being I know it's rightfully so because he's not playing well, but man, I root for Russell Wilson because I root for great players. But this is such a tough game. Give me the Jaguars. I'll just go with the Jaguars.
This one makes me laugh because I don't know if you guys have seen the reports of Russell Wilson working out for 4 hours on the
He's
plane,
stretching. He's stretching the legs, man.
doing
Yeah.
high knees up the aisles while people are sleeping. I don't know. This is getting a little excessive.
Get ready to go.
I don't even want to root for the Broncos at this point. And I loved Russ, but I can't go for it. I'm going to go with the Jags here. Like Brandon said, home away from home. I think T-Law actually had a pretty solid game against the Giants last week. Just couldn't execute at the end. I'm going to roll with Jacksonville.
We should probably mention that this game is going to be on ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus?
ESPN Plus is what it says. So 9:30 in the morning.
Good point. Good point. Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers going to Atlanta. Falcons' rough loss last week was not a good start to the game, whereas the Panthers made the upset of the week, beating Tampa Bay. Give me Atlanta. This is the week they bounce back, and the Panthers, show us they're still one of the three worst teams in the league.
Yeah, I think Atlanta takes this. They're favored by 4.5, and yeah, they've looked much better than. I think last week was just an anomaly game. Atlanta's going to win.
Are you taking Atlanta? Don't we have a bet on those teams?
That bet died when Baker Mayfield got injured. No, I mean, like, you won the bet, but
okay.
My like stock and passion in that bet died when Baker Mayfield got injured.
So I guess we all know where I'm going here. I'm going with ATL. I'm going to roll with the Falcons this week. I think Carolina's a very bad team. And even though they did sneak one out against the Buccaneers, that's just an anomaly. I think this week they get their ass handed to them by Atlanta.
But Brandon, Pedro Walker's been better than Baker Mayfield this year. So if anything, that should only support your bet because the Panthers defense is round into shape like you expected.
One game.
They're still running the football very well after trading CMC. I mean, you should have a little bit more stock in them if it were up to me.
So much stock, right?
Next game up, Chicago going to Dallas. Bears, massive upset on Monday night, whereas the Cowboys didn't have the most convincing win over the Detroit Lions. I have to take Dallas here. Chicago really still is one of the worst teams in the league.
Come on, baby. Let's go Dallas. I'm picking Dallas to win. I don't care that they didn't have a very impressive week last week. It was a get-back game, get-right game for Dak. I think he's going to get better as the time goes. I think Dallas's defense is a top 3, top 2 defense in this league. They just made a move for Johnny Hargrave, I believe his name is, Jonathan Hargrave, from the Raiders. Not that big of a move, but he's a big body nose tackle for them up front, which they've been sorely missing because their rushing defense is god awful. I think it's bottom 5 in the league. But yeah, I'm taking Dallas here. It's in Big D, and I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna retract something that I said earlier in the season. I said no team in the NFC East can win a Super Bowl this year. They won't win a Super Bowl. I retract that statement. The Dallas Cowboys have a chance to win a Super Bowl this season.
What makes you say that? The head coach?
Because they have
the quarterback.
Because they have Dak Prescott. All right. You're gonna stop interrupting me so I can answer your damn question. Because one, Micah, 11 from heaven, is on that defense. You got Trayvon Diggs, one of the best corners in the league. DeMarcus Lawrence is playing very well. Van Der Esch has come back to life after having a couple bad seasons. The rest of that secondary is playing good. I know they just lost Jordan Lewis, which kind of sucks. He's one of their, I think he's either number 2 or 3 corner. But that defense is still legit. I mean, when you got Mike, if you're in a passing down situation with that defense, good luck with that. Good luck with that. That's why the Dallas, I told you guys about the Dallas Cowboys play a certain style of football. If they get down, it's not going to be good for them because then that defense is going to be getting run all over. But if the Cowboys can play with the lead or make this team have to pass, it's not looking good for them. And then, yes, like they have Dak Prescott back. And I'm a believer in Dak more than a lot of people. I do believe in Dak's intangibles. I believe in his talent. And I think Dak can help lead this team to a Super Bowl, especially, I mean, the O-line is getting better and getting healthier. Zeke is missing this game, actually. We should say that. I think he's out this week, but Tony Pollard has been really good, so I don't think they're going to really miss a beat there. CeeDee Lamb, hopefully they can get a connection better going. Michael Gallup we don't mention him that much because he's really not been a factor that much this season, but hopefully he can get a little healthier as the season goes. Dalton Schultz, maybe he'll get back soon. But I like this Cowboys team. I don't like their head coach, but I like this Cowboys team. So
it's hard to win a Super Bowl with a good quarterback that's not great and a head coach that's always going to leave you in the dust.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at BestStamp. When it comes to sports betting, BestStamp is changing the game. You want to maximize your return, and with the BestStamp app, all you have to do is download it and sign up on their different affiliate sportsbooks, and you can see all the best odds given straight to you in one single place. The visual tools are very helpful, and by the end of the year, you can use it for accounting. You can get all the analytics that you'll need so that you can bet like a pro. Be sure to use our referral code at WiseGuys, WISEGUYS. Thank you to BetStamp for supporting us, and as always, back to the show.
Listen, I'm going to roll with Dallas here, but let me just shout out the Chicago Bears because we've crapped on them so much especially in the beginning of the season. The team is 3-4 right now, and they could easily actually have 5 wins if you look at their schedule. While I don't think they're a great team, last week just showed you exactly what they can be if the offense is centered solely around Justin Fields. They rushed for 243 yards against the Patriots in Gillette Stadium. I think this is a sneaky game where I think Chicago can pull this one out. I see Dallas favored at 9.5. I would hammer that home for the Bears. I would take the plus 9.5 all day because I think the Bears might actually be in this game. I find them losing it, but I think they might actually make a play. So I'm going to roll with Dallas.
And give credit where credit is due as well to the quarterback in Justin Fields, who has ripped off much better performances. The Bears can run the football very well. They're going to be, less dynamic through the air, but Khalil Herbert is one of the most underrated change of pace options. And without Robert Quinn this year having anywhere near the productivity as he had last year, 18.5 sacks, the team record, now been traded to the Eagles, this defense has still put them in a position to win games. And it's not a unit you can overlook on a week in, week out basis. Next game up.
I just want to say the last thing on the Bears because I didn't speak on them. But if they do keep running the offense like they did against the Patriots, which is the very college style offense, which is favorable to Justin Fields, it's what he ran in kind of Ohio State with the option plays, bootlegs, getting him out the pocket, letting him use his legs as his major weapon. Then you actually the Justin Fields believers might actually have more of a leg to stand on with that talk that they're talking about with Justin Fields. So, I mean, good on the Chicago Bears for actually, using an offense to help favor their quarterback and make him look in a better light.
Their offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy, has done a good job this year. I think maybe a little bit better in the red zone. Next game up, Dolphins going to Detroit. I can't go against Tua and this Dolphins attack. Slow week last week, not good in the rain. But this game is going to be played indoors. And I think this Lions defense isn't quite ready for the storm that's about to come.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, John, I turned the Steelers Dolphins game off, I think like in the third quarter or whatever, because I just
good to hear.
I had to go to sleep. So I was like, I'm just gonna get my sleep. I don't care. But if I'm not mistaken, I heard Tua. I don't know if you watched it in its entirety, but I heard Tua through like
4 turnover-worthy plays.
Yep. Yeah. So that's not very good. Now this Detroit defense is worse than your Steelers defense.
Well, the Steelers, they did not do a good job on those plays.
No.
Sure.
But I'm gonna pick the Dolphins to win this game because I think that they just should win this game. If another thing that I heard about the game, Mike McDaniel made a bonehead play by going for it instead of taking the 3 points and putting them up 2 scores and then giving your Steelers a shorter field. If I'm right,
Sure. Yeah,
yeah. So
I thought the Dolphins did a fine job, and they're going to roll into Detroit and get an easy win. Jay, ready? Give us your pick.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as easy as you guys think it is. While the Lions in their last 2 weeks have scored a combined 6 points on the road, taking on the Patriots and the Cowboys, this is how many points they put up at home. Their last game against the Seahawks, they put up 45 in a loss. Before that, they beat the Commanders, they put up 36. And then their season opener where they put up 35. I think Jared Goff struggles against very good defenses, and I don't think the Dolphins defense is one that's going to strike fear in your hearts. I think the Lions end up coming out with this win. They're at home. I think they put up big points the same way I do think the Dolphins do. I think the Lions come out with the win here.
Xavier Howard has not practiced with the groin injury. I think that's the only. Even he has not had a great season himself, and he was much better last week. That's a surprising pick. Next game up, the Arizona Cardinals are going to match up against Kirk Cousins, not on primetime football, but they are going to Minnesota. I think this is going to be a high-powered, explosive affair. Kyler Murray last week, it wasn't the best moment on Thursday night, cursing out his quarterback, or his head coach, my apologies, and they are 3.5-point underdogs. I think they cover. I do, and I do think this is going to go down the wire. Give me the Vikings, though.
Man, this is a tough game. You know what? I'm gonna go Arizona. I think, like John, I agree with his points about. I think this is gonna be a tight game. I think this is gonna be an offensive game. Give me Arizona. I'm gonna take Arizona.
Yeah, I'm going to take Arizona too. D-Hop is back, baby. He is back, and he looked good last week, and I think he's going to look even better against a poor Vikings defense.